Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I just want to tell everyone thank you so much for joining here today. I know everyone's super busy, but we just really appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to join these webinar series. This is really exciting for us, and we just can't thank everyone enough. Without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. And I just want to welcome everyone to the DriveCentric Partner Webinar Series. We're really excited for this one. Got some heavy hitters on here, which I'm really excited about. I think everyone will get a kick out of it. I mentioned this earlier. If you were a little late to join. If you have any questions, feel free to kind of send them over through the Q&A. I know Justin Cooper sent one over already, just thanking us for hosting this and just saying hello, Justin. Hope all's well. But yeah, really, really exciting stuff. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just shoot them over. And then at the very end, we'll have a live Q&A where you guys can ask Bob and Dave and Danny any questions you might have. But if you have them throughout the time, just feel free to send them over. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk a little bit about our panelists. Like I said, we got some heavy hitters on here, so I'm really, really excited about it. I'll start with myself. My name is Shawn Goebel. I'm one of the product owners here at DriveCentric. To my right, again, it's all virtual here, but to my right, I have Danny Zaslavsky, excuse me. He's the president and co-founder of VINCUE, longtime friend of the program, great guy, really excited to have him on here. And then the two guys to my way right over there, I have Bob Kain, the general manager of Jack Kain Ford, and David Griffith, the general sales manager of Jack Kain Ford as well. So both of these guys have used DriveCentric for a long time. They've also used VinCue for a long time as well. So they're a perfect fit for this particular webinar. So we're really, really excited to have both of them. Before we jump in, I'm just going to give everyone a little bit of a high level kind of overview of kind of what DriveCentric is for anyone who doesn't use DriveCentric. And then I'll pass it off to Danny here and he can talk a little bit about VinCue. But kind of what we are, we're an automotive focused CRM specifically for the automotive industry. We built everything and designed it from the ground up specifically for the digital showroom. We're actually, this slide's a little out of date, which is really exciting. We're actually in about 2,500 dealerships right now, which is really exciting. Everything that we have at DriveCentric is built from the center out. So we have our own AI feature that we built directly within the platform, our video capabilities. We have real-time integrations with different OEMs, things like that. We have our own desking tool, which is really, really exciting. And all this stuff is built directly within the platform. And it's really built to make your guys' lives a lot easier. So as you're using the DriveCentric CRM, it's easy to use. There's visibility for guys like Bob and David. They can see everything that's happening inside the store. And then again, our goal is just to help you guys sell more cars, move faster as quick as possible, and then just capture every single opportunity. So really, really exciting stuff. If you have any questions about DriveCentric at the end, I'll provide, if you're not on DriveCentric, I'll provide like a little email address you guys can send and ask for a live demo with our sales team. We can absolutely provide that at the end, so no problem. All right, Danny.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yep, Danny Zaslavsky, so co-founder of VinCue, born and raised as a dealer. We grew our family's car dealership to nearly 300 cars a month, and we gained some notoriety early because we discovered how to buy over 100 cars a month off the street. But the exciting part is in roughly 2015, 2016, we started building VinCue, and the goal was how do we bring true data-backed supply chain management to automotive. And so we started with appraisal, and then that grew into being able to do full inventory management, do new car pricing, new car incentive management, used car management, and I'll tell you one of our superpowers because it's an area that we have a lot of interest is acquisition. And the goal was always to do omni-channel acquisition. First starting with private and then service drive, obviously auction and so forth. And so today I'm excited to hear from Bob and David over some of the wins that they've been having and share what we're doing. The last thing before I think the purpose of today's call is integration. A friend of mine told me the other day, he said, integration is the new frontier. And I do believe that because we're not interested in having more places to log into. We're interested in having more ways for our team to win and do higher level tasks and create workflow automation. And so that's what I hope we get to talk about today.
Awesome. Well said. All right. So yeah, 100%, exactly like Danny said. We're really excited to kind of talk about the integration between our two companies. One of the things that we've seen, kind of just looking at in 2025, is that 60% of dealerships plan to consolidate or replace at least one major software tool because of the integration challenges. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that here on this call, but I'm really excited to yeah, hear Bob and hear Dave's kind of take on everything. I know they've used both of our platforms for a while now. I'm very curious to hear how they think, both platforms work well together, what they don't do well together. We can hopefully improve between Danny and I. But yeah, really, really exciting stuff. And it's always fascinating to get on these calls and start talking through some of this stuff. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about kind of what the integration looks like today. So for anybody who's not familiar with what it looks like inside of DriveCentric, there's a little GIF playing in the background as I'm talking. But what it is when you're inside of DriveCentric and you're on our customer card, which is our most important real estate inside of DriveCentric, that's where the majority of people spend their time. You'll see an option to push the appraisal over to VINCUE or pull the appraisal from VINCUE to DriveCentric. We have stores that do a combination of both. They might do one or the other, but the ability to do that is super easy inside of DriveCentric, which is great. The nice thing is it's all real time, so I can push it over to Danny's system. I can pull information back from Danny's system. Everything's done real time. It's quick. It's easy. The nice thing for Bob and for Dave on the call, they can see this stuff happen live, so they know specifically it's happened. There's a log of it. Everything is tracked. It's good to go, which we love. Visibility is super important. I know from their two perspective, it's nice to kind of see everything that's happening in the dealership. They got a million things going on. Just to know that this is being successfully pushed or pulled back over is extremely important.
Yeah, without a doubt. Hey, Shawn, I
Yeah,
can tell you from our standpoint, this is a fabulous tool because it used to be cumbersome trying to get the information from VinCue to DriveCentric. And now it's automatic, it's seamless, it's instantaneous. Our desk managers love it because the trade appraisal is right in there, so it's easy to figure out the taxes. It's easy to implement it right in the deal there. Our desk managers love it.
Yeah, any desk
good.
manager's nightmare is double inputting, and this absolutely takes that away. It's seamless, wonderful.
Awesome. Love to hear that.
What's exciting about this, when we get into the kind of the next steps of this, I think pushing inventory back and forth is obviously the first step. But then how do we get real-time information flowing back and forth? Because when we talk about AI, when we talk about automation around communication, that real-time information flowing back and forth is really important. And it's the foundation of other use cases that we build in order to make sure that customer experience is perfect, but most importantly, obviously, our team members' experience, so that they always have information at their fingertips.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Another stat here for everyone. 30% increase. There's a 30% increase in customer follow-up when the CRM and the inventory tools are fully integrated. So Danny talked about that earlier. Just keeping that kind of all in-house, driving that stronger sales engagement as much as humanly possible. I guess, what do you guys think about that, Bob and Dave? What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's completely true. Integration makes it so much better. When our sales managers go in, if we're changing prices, the great thing is our intelligence AIM will go in and see that price has been changed. They'll immediately notify the salesperson, hey, we need to let this person know that the price has changed on this vehicle. Plus, they'll also, any time a customer would text into us, AIM will take that information. They will relay it to the salesperson and give them exactly what the customer is looking for, whether it's a service appointment or whether it's trade appraisal or whether it's we need to they've got a daughter graduating college this weekend and they're in the market for a vehicle. Just outstanding intelligence that's constantly learning and help us move deals faster.
Dealers, this is interesting because growing up a dealer, I used to think having 3 monitors and 17 tabs open was cool.
Yeah.
And it's not cool
Yeah.
anymore.
No.
And
No.
so when we create these use cases, we've all been asking the same thing. Why can't this be done in one system? Why can't software companies communicate? Well, it's happening. Integration, again, is a new frontier. And so the ability for us to do really cool stuff like this, when you change a price in VinCue, the customer gets alerted that, hey, the price has changed. Later, we're going to talk about re-engaging customers. All of this is possible because of real integration between two systems that's live, because I believe that's the future.
Amen.
Amen. We were very fortunate, Danny. We had VinCue initially, and then we we switched over to DriveCentric, we had no idea that they would ever integrate, but it actually was a genius back
Well, the
when
products
we knew y'all
yeah,
were going to
that's
integrate
right.
years
Yeah,
ago.
the products
Yeah.
were so good on their own. We knew we're like, well, they're gonna. Yeah, this is great.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. But we're so fortunate that you guys did integrate because it's they were already great tools individually. Now together, they're phenomenal.
in the old days, I would watch this happen in real time, where it's like, hey, should we, software company would look and say, should we integrate with this company? And they'll go, well, man, if we integrate with this company, it'll hurt one of our other companies. And that was cannibalism that was happening. And so you would get into this gridlock because there would be these conflicts of interest, but all at the detriment of usability for the dealer and or for the consumers that are actually having the experience. That I'm happy is the past. The future is live integrations.
Well, it's fortunate that you had the insight to see that because a lot of companies still don't practice that, but I'm so glad that you guys do.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well said. Danny, you actually teed me up perfectly. You are a pro at this. The next slide I want to talk about is the re-engage. So very good. Yeah, talk a little bit about the VinCue re-engage.
So this was an aha moment for us. We, as me as a dealer, right? I've always been taught work the customer, work the customer, work the customer. Okay, cool. We work the customer, but in reality, what we're doing is we're working the car. And when you work the car, you're looking at your inventory in VinCue and you're sorting it by leads, by VDPs, by customer engagement. And sometimes you run into this where I call it the 80/20 rule. 80%, or sorry, 20% of your inventory has 80% of the traffic. That's a
Mhm.
problem, right? And what are you doing with the rest of the inventory? How are you making sure that that sells? Because days to market and days to sale are the things that we know affect gross and churn the most. The first 30 theory is you will make a majority of your profit in the first 30 days. The longer that vehicle sits, that profit's going to go down. And so the relationship that we created between our two companies is giving us the ability to create this thing called re-engage. So let me kind of explain it. Imagine a customer sends a lead in on a car, but that car may have 9 leads on it. Only one of those customers actually buy the car. The other 8 usually go into like an unsold future follow-up process or maybe into an email campaign process. But often they don't get served. And so what we did is we were able to, with the partnership with DriveCentric, ingest all of those opportunities into VinCue and do a few things with them. Number one, at point of appraisal, you can see what unsold customers you have that are active in the CRM. Actually, you can look at active, sold, or lost. And number one, you can see, okay, how have I done on cars like this? And you can choose 30, 45, or 60 days back. So okay, did I do well on this car? Did I sell it fast? Did I not? And then what customers can I re-engage? Meaning, what customers do I have that I can call and say, hey, Sam, I know you were in on this F-150. It's sold, but man, come check out this other one. I just got it in. Come see it before somebody else does. This gives you the ability to see demand at point of appraisal. It also gives you the ability to have leads before you see leads. And that's what you see on the right, those little red hand raisers. This has helped our dealers lower days to sale because you can start working and serving your customers before the vehicle's even online, which is really exciting. In our system, we tracked something called NFR, not frontline ready. We know that if a vehicle is missing price, description, photo, it's not going to get the attention. But when we have customers, like you can see in the circle there's 9 customers on that car, and the age of the vehicle is 5 days. Let's call 9 of those customers and say, hey, I just got this car in, come check it out. And the customer's excited because you're actually serving them. I grew up on a different CRM back in the day when I was much younger, and they had this concept of a wish list, and the wish list was cute. but you have to manage it. Like you go in there, you go like Shawn, I know we don't have the car, but let me put you on our wish list, and I have to check the wish list every week, every month. But it wasn't scalable. What's cool about back to this concept of workflow automation, this automates that And now we can really serve not just our customers, but also our team members to make their lives easier and better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Um, Speaking of engagement, I know earlier you guys kind of prefaced this already, Bob and Dave. You guys are the pros here. This is crazy. You're already teeing me up for the next slide, two ahead of this, which is great. But tell me a little bit about Chris Stapleton at your dealership. I know you kind of talked about her earlier a little bit, but tell me a little bit about Chris Stapleton.
Sean, if I could just back up a little bit, I love how the little red re-engaged men are on there, and it looks to me like a customer saying, "Hey, I'm still a customer. Reach out to me," and that's exactly the way that we use it. We look at it every morning in our sales meeting at opportunities to re-engage with customers. And David's going to talk a little bit more about our engagement process and how that works and what our goals are with that. But it's one of the best tools that there is on there, because we go in and match the and you don't even have to. We used to have to match the lead up to the vehicle. Now it's got the vehicle, and we hit the red re-engage man, and it shows the leads that we've got on that. So we re-engage with those. If the price is dropped, then we will re-engage again with them. So the customer is saying, "Hey, man, these guys are on their game. They're constantly sending us relevant information that will help me make a decision." And so our success rate on these re-engagements is great.
Yeah, and one thing Danny pointed out too, as an appraiser, if you're appraising a vehicle and you see that little red man down there and you click on him and you see you've got 9 people, that makes that vehicle worth more money to you, obviously.
That's right.
It helps you make informed decisions on trade appraisals, not just on re-engaging the customer. So it's just an all-around fantastic tool. And moving on to Chris. Chris is our artificial intelligence marketing agent, and she. It is a she, isn't it?
It is Chris Stapleton.
It's Chris with a K.
Chris Stapleton's from Kentucky.
Yeah, with a CH, and of course, a big popular country music singer. And it's amazing how our Chris Stapleton has some of the same tendencies as the real Chris Stapleton. He's really good with she. Yeah. I'm sorry, she is really good conversing with people and having just a relaxed general conversations. She's able to go through and look at all the correspondence that customers have with us. She knows our relationship. She knows how many vehicles they traded in. She knows their service appointments. She knows their service history. She knows things about them that maybe the salesperson doesn't know, that she's culled from intelligent conversations. And she does an absolutely fantastic job. We've had customers go so far. We had one customer wanted to set his son up with our artificial intelligence. Wanted them to meet. We had another one. What was the other one? You remember?
Well, there's one that brought in flowers.
Brought flowers.
And came in and said, "I only want to deal with Chris. Nobody else."
That's right.
Yeah.
So Chris does a fantastic job of, even if a customer hadn't heard from us in a while, she knows she'll go in and she'll spark up a conversation. And I can't tell you how many unsold deals we've had that she's helped us close.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Yeah, the next one of the next things I was going to ask you about was AIM, and you kind of teed that up a little bit. The acronym is AIM. It stands for Augmented Intelligence Marketing. But yeah, exactly like you said, she's going to reach out to your database, try to re-engage some of these customers that maybe you guys haven't engaged in a little while. And you kind of mentioned it. Is this something that you guys look at every day? Is this something that you're constantly kind of monitoring?
We do. Yeah, we do. We go over AIM conversations every day. That's one of the things we look at to see who Chris has been engaging overnight. And then we call out, any particular things we want to talk about. We use it as training as well. But you'll notice it would take 3 humans 417 hours to do what Chris can do, and in a more efficient, more professional manner, I might add.
Yeah, she doesn't take lunch breaks. We don't have to pay her overtime. She works Christmas Day. She's amazing.
Yeah, man.
I love that. Awesome. All right, Danny, talk to me a little bit about the buying center.
So earlier when we were talking about reengage, the whole goal is what I'll call return to market, or this idea of trade cycle. Bob and David work really hard to make sure that their customers leave with the car that they're proud of, but they also with an experience that they want to come back to. And keeping that customer in the loop is really important. For anybody that's listening that has an iPhone, it's if it's 2 years or newer, congratulations, you're in Apple's trade cycle. Uh, and so we want to help our customers do that. Well, the first step is acquiring inventory that you're proud to sell. And we know that the auction for the longest time has been a place where you can buy cars, but you're competing with other experts. You're paying the most, and it's not always going to be the most efficient. Private party acquisition became very popular during COVID when supply was low and demand was high. And we built our very first vehicle buying center. And we have dealers that are buying in excess of 100, 200. Some of our best dealers are buying 300 cars a month. We are proud that we created an NCM Acquisition 20 group, the very first that actually Bob and Sid are in. And we just launched our second one. But the whole discipline here is how do we create an acquisition CRM that ingests inbound opportunities so we can deliver offers, outbound opportunities where we can go on Facebook and Craigslist, all live inside of Service Drive. So the big aha moment for us is when you think about trade cycle intelligence, a customer has to go through your Service Drive for you to give them an offer. And in VinCue, that absolutely happens. We can deliver offers to everybody coming through Service Drive. We can do it that day, days in advance. But why do we have to only focus on customers in the Service Drive? How about we look at the entire owner base? And so this buy center is what we call omni-channel. So it allows us to look at your inbound leads. And because VinCue can watch that vehicle from MSO and all the way through sale, maybe through a private party marketplace, a dealer marketplace, a wholesale marketplace, we can then surface that history to Bob and David when they're appraising the car. They can see everywhere that vehicle's ever been. They can see if it went through an auction, what CR it had at the time. They can see if they appraised it and missed it and another dealer got it, and what they appraised it for versus what they listed it for. And then they can help their team make sure that they're not missing future ones. And all of this cycle, all this intelligence happens in one place. And this has been a journey for us to stock our dealers' lots, what we call ideal inventory. Because when you have cars that people want to buy versus cars you have to sell, customer acquisition cost goes down, trade goes up, and PVR goes up.
Yeah, without a doubt, we use it
Oh
all
my God.
day, every single day.
Yeah, we've now hired, and everybody knows inventory is a sticking point with all dealers right now. So this is just another tool to help you get units. And both of our buyers are well versed in it. They know how to go in. We asked Dave Riggs, our performance manager, to help us set up buying plans. They go back. We look at past sold data. We look at leads, engagement. And we're able to filter out the vehicles that we don't want, because obviously there's a lot of vehicles that either we don't have experience with or we just don't do well with, that we don't need to look at. So instead of having to look at 3,000 vehicles, you have a tailored plan that allows you to look at the vehicles that you want, and it just makes it so much more efficient.
Thanks for saying that. Yeah, communications are here, chatting back and forth with the customer. Your appraisals are here, the offers that you send. And I want to give you another aha moment that we had. So Carvana actually taught us this lesson. Carvana, if you notice when you put in your information, they don't use third-party validation, meaning they don't use Kelley Blue Book to tell you what your vehicle's worth. Right. They give you a number and they tell you this is what we're willing to pay. And then they follow you to make sure that you always know the value of your vehicle. And that's the approach that we take. Now, other solutions out there, like the one I just mentioned, normally the process is customer gets an offer, and then you have to peel them off the ceiling and say, hey, that's their offer, that's not my number, let me tell you what we can do. And then there's this contention that has the possibility to surface. In our world, because our system is intelligent enough to adjust to the vehicle, just like Dave said a minute ago, you may not want all cars, but we can adjust to make sure that the cars that you do want, you're aggressive on, and the cars that you don't want, you're conservative on, so that you're always buying to your stocking plan and you have that control. That way we can increase conversion for our customers and offer highest and best and bring them in go through the process, whether you're going to them or they're coming to you, and acquire the car. And back to the reengage, even on appraisal, you already know who's interested on your side.
Absolutely. Well said, Danny.
All right. Danny, let's talk a little bit about the price to market.
Oh gosh, this is cool because Bob Kane at our Unleashed conference 2 years ago. We just had our Unleashed conference like a week ago, and we're fortunate. It was a user conference for us. We had about 330 in attendance, and the second day of it, we do this best idea. And the promise is we team up. This year was 7 tables of 11 people, and they have to come up with an idea. Our product team gets out there and they'll say, okay, here are the rules. It has to have a feasibility, has to have an outcome, and then they have to do a presentation. They get up and they present to our judges, and then whoever wins, we build it by NADA. Well,
Wow.
this was exciting because Bob was part of the creation of this. Let's talk about it. So on the right, what you see here is my store. We changed a few years ago to be predictive, future focused versus backwards focused when it comes to signals. ADS stands for an average days to sale, and that's a predicted days to sale. What's really cool is back to the real-time data. We ingest CRM data, obviously, working with you, DMS data, GA4 data, market demand data, and we're able to help predict how quickly your store will sell that car. What's cool about that is when you think about groups, they may want to appraise and acquire a car at one store, but maybe we can see that it's going to do better at another store. On the top right, you see gross and churn. When we're connected to the DMS, we'll tell you, how do you do on the cars like this? What's your average front? What's your average back? Now, to the left, it says market. Here's what's interesting. The model days to sale is 37. The days to sale on the trim is 31. And then the model day supply is 117 to the trim is 20. And so sometimes you'll see a supply that has maybe 40 days, but your days to sale may be 16 days. Or it could be the opposite. The supply is 20 days, but your days to sale is 40 days. The important thing to understand here is market day supply is only defined as if no more come into the market, how long will it take them all to disappear? That is not relevant to how your store will perform. So the days to sale is the first step in attacking gross and churn. Now on the left side, we wanted to go after customer perception. In legacy systems, they use this concept of VRank, and VRank only adds odometer to the picture. In our world, TTM plus and CTM plus stand for price to market, cost to market plus, history adjusted value, options, mileage, and color. And so we are running an appraisal, not just on the car that we're bidding, but on every single vehicle in the comp set live. And then we're telling you, hey, are you leaving money on the table? And that's what that's saying there. The reason we do that is because now sometimes you're bidding a car that's, call it maybe $16,000, and it's a Honda Accord with 80,000 miles, and options and build data don't matter as much, but history does. Okay, cool. But sometimes you're bidding a Raptor Bronco with a bunch of options, and you want to make sure that you're accounting for that, and you also want to know who am I competing with? So that like mine is really, really important. So this has been a weapon for us to really help our dealers know how to capture cars. And the cool part about this is you don't have to be a pro at appraisal. We can teach this gauge to somebody who just entered automotive very fast, and they can appraise like a pro.
Yeah, without a doubt, Danny. This is, and I know I had something to do with this, so I'm really, personally, I really love this a lot. But the things that when I look at this, you've got so much data, so much information that you can look at within seconds, like you said, and make a professional decision that you can almost not make a mistake on the vehicle because there's so much data right here. But the specific about this, some of the other products on the market, they're just looking at the model. In particular on this, you look at the 117 day on this model, market day supply, you would look at that initially and say, gosh, I don't want this vehicle. But then you look down below it, when you look at the specific trim on that vehicle, it's going to turn very quickly, 20 days. So it goes from a vehicle like I'm not excited about to, whoa, wait a second, let's look further into this. And then you go over to my store and it's 13 days. In our particular situation, we've sold 20 in the last month typically, and have 17 in stock. I need 3 more of those. The question is to everybody out there: is this a vehicle that we need to have in stock? The question or the answer is definitely we 100% need this vehicle. If the gross was up there, I know that would be high because we do have fortunately a good gross average on our used vehicles. And bragging a little bit, and through the help of both of your products, we turn our inventory average day supply of 18 days. So it's extremely important for us that we buy it correctly because we need to sell it quickly. It's like perishable goods on the shelf.
Can you say that one more time? What were the
It's
days?
like perishable food on the shelf at a supermarket. We got to sell it quick before it goes bad on us. So we look at the 15-day bucket. That's our most important bucket that we're going after. 15 days and less. That's where we know we make our most gross, and that's where we sell the largest amount of our vehicles in that day. So this is a prime vehicle that we would need to buy, no doubt about it.
Awesome. Yeah, Danny, this is really cool. This is a really cool thing. What a cool concept. And yeah, I love that the guy who created it is on the call too, so he loved it as well. That's great. Um, Bob, Dave, you guys have worked with both of our companies for a long time. Is there anything that stands out with our company? Is there anything that you guys want to like highlight or talk a little bit about?
You want me to start with that?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. So ours is key is first and foremost, got to have great service. The service is imperative that we can reach out to somebody who knows what they're talking about and get an answer right away. And both of your companies, our performance managers are great. We've got Lizzie and we've got Danny, and they're terrific. They're informative. They're responsive. So we consider the companies that we do with business with partners, ones that we're going to succeed with or fail with, but we got to do it together. So the relationship is extremely important. And then secondly is technology. You got to be technology minded. And both of your companies are futuristic. You seek information from the dealers, which is extremely important. You're constantly calling us and saying, "Hey, how can we improve our product?" And that's extremely important to us. Do you have anything to add?
I would just echo that. I think the biggest reason we love both these companies is they care. They actually care, and it shows. You can talk to leadership of either company and give them ideas, give them positive or negative feedback, and they're very receptive. And they will make changes based on what we need, and that's pretty rare, for two fairly large companies in the automotive sector to respond to their customers' needs like these two do. Is one of the reasons that we just are like, yeah, we're in like Flint with these guys.
Yeah, and we just got back from VinCue Unleashed, which was the yearly conference with that VinCue, and I'm telling you, this product right now is good. It's great.
It's going to get better.
What's coming out is off the chart. I know Danny can't share all that right now, but it is going to be amazing. We can't wait to see where it goes.
Awesome. We appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Yeah, we absolutely look at you guys as partners as well. And Danny, we're partners with you through it all. So everything's been really great. We just appreciate you guys. That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of Q&A. So there's been a couple of questions that have come in, which has been great. I think I've been able to answer a few of them, but I thought I'd kind of just ask them and we just kind of run through them. One of the questions is, what kind of training is needed for sales teams to use both of the systems together? Danny, if you want to go first, and then I can jump in,
For sure.
or Bob and Dave, whatever you guys want to do.
So in our world, we have one of the largest teams in VinCue is our performance managers, and we do it a little bit differently in that we believe one person is should be your point of contact, but we believe the team should work for you. So therefore, we create a team similar to the way that Shawn DriveCentric has pods, and those teams have a director and then have performance managers, and those performance managers have different abilities. Some are really good at acquisition, some are really good at pricing and repricing, some are really good at merchandising and some are really good at training. And so we understand that we get to train at every level, whether it be sales teams, acquisition teams, sales managers, general managers, even executives. And so we have training on three different levels. One is we just announced a partnership with Rocked, where we now have live training inside of VinCue, where you can jump in and watch a 10-second video on anything going on in the system. But obviously, we want to be able to talk to people. We have live chat that's not AI, that communicates directly with our team inside of VinCue. But then we also do a minimum of weekly performance calls. And the performance calls are all relative to the strategies that we set. So in VinCue on the dashboards, we're looking everything from operations to sales to acquisition to inventory. And commitments are made. It's no different than you do in a 20 group. And those commitments need to be followed through on both sides. And so our what we like to say is, if you're working, we're working, and that's the true to purpose culture that we aim for. As a dealer, I never liked not knowing who was on the other side of the screen, and so it's really important to us that we always are people first, because that's also how we create technology that helps our dealers win.
Awesome. Yeah, well said. Yeah, go ahead, guys.
We train on both of them every single day because it's part of our morning meetings, going through both products and picking out the key points that we're focused on here to succeed. So constant training, and it's imperative.
Awesome. Yeah, Danny mentioned it. Training on the DriveCentric side. If you are a DriveCentric store, like you mentioned, you'll work with a pod. So the pod contains 4 different people. You'll have your pod leader, and then you'll have your 3 support members of the pod as well. And anytime you use our support tool, you'll talk to a live person, very similar to what Danny was mentioning with VinCue, which is really exciting. And then, yeah, you'll work with our account management team, which is Lizzie, who Bob was mentioning earlier, which is great. So yeah, you'll be well taken care of here at DriveCentric. Any questions you might have, any support, anything you need, between our 2 companies, we'll make sure we point you in the right direction and help you out as best as possible.
Another thing I like is that they'll cater it to your store. There's not a set thing. Okay, you only get one training meeting a month, or one performance manager meeting a month. You can do it as many times as you want, and they're geared towards the way that your store receives it better.
Yeah, and both are highly accessible. I'll say that. If you need to reach out to anybody at either team, it's within minutes you'll get a response. And you can do the live chat obviously and then get a response right away. But if I have to send Lizzie an email, she's back to me within 30 minutes tops.
Good. I was going to ask her. I was going to test her on that. So I'm glad.
She's great. She's great. And Dan's the same way. They're just.
I was thinking less than 15 minutes.
Okay, less than 3 minutes. Yeah.
I got to check her response time. I got to check her response time.
She actually calls me when I'm thinking of her. It's amazing.
Yeah. Good. That's excellent. I love that. That's great. Awesome. I actually have a question here for the Bob Kain guys. Someone's asking what recon tool you guys use. I don't know if you can share that information or not, but they're asking specifically what recon tool you guys use for your vehicles.
I'll tell you what we use. We don't use any recon tool. We have what we call a Luann. And I presented her to my 20 group as the best idea. We have a former jail deputy that absolutely, we've trained her. She dispatches, she opens tickets, she can close ROs, she can approve work up to a certain amount, and she follows vehicles through the service department like a pit bull.
All right.
I'm not kidding. She goes back, she will, if a bill's too high, she'll talk to our service advisors, our service manager. She'll do whatever she has to do, put them in a headlock. Yeah. But she does a fantastic job of making sure, and our frontline ready, we can look in VinCue, is really good. We're less than 4 days to get a vehicle from the time it arrives to the front line in most cases. So she does a fantastic job.
And we're very fortunate. We've got that person most.
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
other great products on the
Yeah,
market.
oh,
I
for
know
sure.
VinCue has a product with their platform that you can use. We're very fortunate that we've got Luann.
Awesome.
And some of those processes are built right inside of VinCue. So at point of appraisal, I grew up on the three C's: complaint, cause, correction. When you're praising it, you complain about it. Service sees it, says, I raise you on this. And then the corrections are the completed work. That process actually exists in VinCue. But if you're looking for tech efficiency, where you really want software, our partner is Rapid Recon Velocity, and it's built inside of VinCue.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. One of the questions on here, Danny, is what's coming next for the partnership? What's coming next for DriveCentric and VinCue?
I love it. Yeah, this is great stuff. Okay, so let's go back to what we started talking with, right? Moving information back and forth. So re-engage lead processes. We want to be able to automate. We want to be able to, instead of having teams, sales people or managers having to do the work, we want AIM to be able to do that work. We want Chris Stapleton to be able to help with that kind of work. So that's an opportunity. Alerts and tasks to be able to task management lives inside of VinCue in the example where if you're on the lot walking by a car and you see that it needs PDR, you can go in there and create a task either for somebody internally or a vendor. But sometimes you need to create a task because you walk by and you go, man, I remembered a customer was interested in this car. We want tasks to be able to flow between both systems. Price changes already do, in the sense that when you change a price in VinCue, it can send an email to the customer and says, hey, Julie, I know you were in on this car. Check it out. We just lowered the price. That's what we talk about when we say workflow automation. And those things already exist in our system, both on price changes for new car, for used car. But maybe you want to send pricing alerts. Maybe you want to send celebration alerts. There are all different types of tasks between both systems that can be automated, so they don't feel like a task. I don't like the word task personally because I don't like to be told what to do. But what I do like is to be served, and I want our customers to be served too. And by creating these systems communicating, then we can actually do the serving, and then the humans can focus on what matters most, working with our teams and customers.
Yeah. Well said. Very well said. Absolutely. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions here. I guess one last question here. For any real-time data sync between DriveCentric and VinCue, there was a question: is there any extra tools or extra add-ons? The answer to the question is no. It's just an integration between our two companies. You just have to have a VinCue account, a DriveCentric account, and you're good to go. No extra tools or add-ons or anything like that.
Expand on that, Shawn. I love this about both of your companies is you're constantly adding new tools, new innovation that helps us tremendously, but you're not charging like, hey, we got this new tool, some of your competitors have done. We got this new tool. It's going to be $1,000 more a month, or you're going to have to do this to keep this or add this on, and none of that. You come up with a new innovation, and we are the recipients of that.
Just more value to the product.
Absolutely.
Thanks for saying that. Yeah. Somebody once told me, they're like, enough with the toll booth companies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Yeah.
We actually had a couple more questions come in here. I think we're a little over on time, but we'll try to get a couple of these answered real quick. One here from Edgar: what is the best way to structure a process so appraisers and used car managers know exactly what to capture for internal movement between stores? So I don't know. Do you guys do you guys do anything like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
That's a great question, though.
It is. Great question.
Great question. Let's see.
Did you want me to tackle that one?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Danny can answer.
Yeah, so we called it. So there's a term for it. We call it enforced appraisal direction. So traditionally, in our 20 group, we teach this concept of where do your eyes go. If you gave your managers 5 VIN numbers, but said don't talk to each other and bid these cars, and they all wrote down on a secret piece of paper how they valued that car, you're going to be off sometimes $500, sometimes $4,000 between what they will do. And so we do this exercise called where do your eyes go, because we want to know where do their eyes go on the screen to make a decision. Well, we in VinCue have what's called enforced appraisal direction, where we actually force steps. And those steps are history, condition, market, notes, tasks, customer. And when you enforce that appraisal direction, then you don't miss a step. And so then the condition of the car can be captured correctly. Why is this important? Because maybe you bid the car, you take pictures of it, and then you get the car, and then you merchandise it, and then a year later, customer comes to your service department and they say, "Man, you scratched my bumper." Well, in VinCue, you can go in and look at the original appraisal photos and the original merchandising photos and see, was that scratch there to begin with? All that's possible when you have a process that you follow, and then technology obviously scales that process. And then when you're looking at it on an enterprise level, our enterprise side of VinCue allows you to see every store's inventory, stocking, pricing, engagement, re-engagement. And then you can also see if you have to move inventory, where the best end user lives for that piece of inventory.
Nice.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do one more here. So question from Jerry here. If I'm appraising a vehicle in VinCue, does any of that information go back to DriveCentric? Yes, the answer to the question is yes, Jerry. Inside of DriveCentric, there's a pull option where you can pull the vehicle back, excuse me, the trade vehicle back from VinCue to DriveCentric. We'll pull all of that VinCue information inside of DriveCentric, and then hopefully in the future, between Danny and myself, we'll be able to pull even more information back and hopefully get some more information inside of the CRM for you. All right. Great. We went way over time. This has been awesome. This is great. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining here today. This has been fantastic. Just, I guess, a bit of a recap here for everyone. If you join the call, you'll get a recording. You'll get a copy of the recording. It'll be sent to your email, I think tomorrow. But yeah, this has been absolutely fantastic. Danny, Bob, David, thank you guys so much for joining. This has just been awesome. So thank you everyone. Yeah, we just appreciate it.
Yeah,
Bob,
thanks for having
David,
us.
you guys make us better. This is what it's supposed,
hey,
this is what it's supposed to look like.
Real quick, we used other products we've been in business over 66 years. And so we've had the other products out there. And trust me, everybody on this call, these are far better than the other products on the market. We study everything to exhaustion and make sure that we're using the best products. And these two products are the best ones on the market, bar none.
And they work together.
We appreciate that.
That's all
Thank
we've
you
got
both.
to say. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you both. We appreciate it. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Have a great day, and we appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.